That's right. It's time for some more Final Fantasy XII. It has been a while since I played this game. I don't even know why this time. Just, you know, I've been playing. Well, we did that Hundo was part of it, I think, or something. I don't know. I did 100% FF7 run kind of recently. And so that took up some time, you know. But now we're back. We're back, baby. And yeah, I'm excited to play this again. Did you guys see? This is a funny RetroTink thing. Did you see that the Final Fantasy VII Game Over screen just flashed on the screen for a moment when the resolution changed? That's from the triple buffering, I guess. That's pretty funny. But yeah, speaking of, yes, we just had a run die in FF7 to Demon's Gate. You know, I thought that I was pushing him into his last Demon Rush phase. Turns out I was 37 damage short of pushing him into his last damage phase, or his last Demon Rush phase. And then so he just Rock Drop Cloud killed him, Rock Drop Kate killed him, runs dead in the blink of an eye. And so here we are with some FF12. And where are we on the, we are 182, 05, 27. There we go. I love that Final Fantasy theme, dude. Okay, well, here we go. Gosh darn. It has been, It has been a hell of a journey. It bothers you that it's not Knights of the Round? Well, we are a Knight of the Round. My rank in the clan is a Knight of the Round, you know? If you're like a lieutenant, you would expect it to say lieutenant, not lieutenants, right? If you were a private, you would expect it to say your rank is private, not privates, or even private parts. All right. So, well, here we go. So what are we doing right now in this game? We are continuing to hunt rare monsters. And if we pop over to the primer, check out our bestiary. Oh, look at that. We've got new stuff in here. In the Feywood, we fought a couple of these. Cool. I must have to figure out how to get more of these to spawn. This is like a whole thing that I haven't figured out. Somehow there's a way to fight 14 more of these little bastards. But alright. And then we go to rare game. And let's count up one more time here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 7. So we are at 37 rare monsters out of 80. And we've got the Gulmore Jungle right now. I don't think that there's much to look at in the Feywood for rare monsters, because I've been to the Feywood a lot. But at the same time, I mean, we got to get those little guys to spawn. Let's just see if we can get those little guys to spawn, and we'll see if any rare monsters pop up while we're doing that. Oh yeah, the comprehensive tutorial for the Fury route would surely tell you to big guard when your barriers go down. That's probably emphasized. Uh-oh. I got a little bit used to other... So I've been playing a bit of Elden Ring with Popo. We started playing Elden Ring co-op together. And this game's inverted x-axis on the camera really fucked up my ability to play Elden Ring, you know? It was messing with me very badly, where it was just super hard for me to keep it straight, which way to push the stick, you know? But I got used to it. And now I have to retrain myself for this game, which is going to make me probably have to retrain myself for Elden Ring. Here's the secret, though. Here's kind of what I found out, if you're struggling with it, is what I did was I turned my camera sensitivity significantly up in Elden Ring to make it feel more like an FPS or something, right? The way that the camera controlled. And boom, that kind of fixed it. That made my brain correctly assess how to do the x-axis. Is just higher sensitivity, kind of like disassociated it from this game in my head, you know? And I went back into Souls mode. So last time I was here, I believe we did find 2 rare monsters, which was very nice. But you know what? There's these hellhounds here. I want to check something out. What if you defeat all the hellhounds and then rezone? But yeah, Elden Ring co-op has been fun. Valheim is back with the Mistlands. I've been playing, mostly not playing, mostly watching Nicole play Dome Keeper. So gaming's been good lately, except for the fact that, like, I want to play games so much more than I'm actually able to. Hence my constant laying of my hand on my lap here while I try to use the right stick as little as possible. Speaking of which, I should probably not even run this game too much today. We won't overdo it. However, I did talk about Tuesdays being like casual game days, you know, where we don't speedrun on Tuesday. But with right now how the health is feeling, I'm not positive if that's reasonable to do this week. Because oddly enough, it's speedrunning that's actually pretty easy on the hands, due to the turbo. And the lack of having to babysit a camera with the right analog stick. Okay, killing all the hellhounds and rezoning does not seem to have spawned anything special. And so the 12-month badge, that's the GameCube controller, right? Or no, is that the N6? Oh, that's the N64. I see. So the N64 controller looks like a dog. But all right. Oh man, after all that FF7, these load times, whew. And one thing about hunting rare monsters that I've found is it generally is a good idea to fight everything. Oh, I just remembered something. Remember how this place was full of zombies at night or something? Like if you killed all the enemies here, it would eventually spawn a bunch of zombies? We may have to use that right now, because that might actually give us a rare enemy as well. I only just remembered that. Here's the dire sore. You know, it's like a dinosaur, only dire. Which is a good word, dire. You'll face severe consequences. Okay, so right now we've just got hellhounds. I'm not sure if it's like a day-night kind of thing or what, but one time I was here, and a bunch of zombies started spawning in this area. And since that, you know, is a little different, a little off what's expected, I can only imagine that might lead us to something secret. Yeah, here we go. Here come the zombies. So I'm just gonna fight zombies for a while. Obtained a death's head. Interesting. So yeah, look at this about this place. You see this? You start getting skeletons. I find this very interesting. There might be more to this, you know? Maybe the other room also has, like, skeletons that start spawning when everything else is dead. And maybe it leads to a secret. It's been a long time since we've been here. Yeah, I was 37 damage short of sending Demon's Gate into his Demon Rush when I needed to. And I should have big guarded for safety, but I thought I would just be spicy and throw a dice with Kate. And the dice with Kate rolled way too low. Didn't throw him into his next Demon Rush. Boom! I got a double rock drop. I got raw dogged by a double rock drop, which just killed both Kate and Cloud, and the run instantly ended in a single turn. Bum bum bada bum bum bada dum bum bada bum bum bada bum bum. This is so interesting, the way that this area changes. Yo, Kino? Okay, have we found all of the skeletons yet? Pop a little bit deeper in there, just in case. Alright. So we fought all the regular enemies. That spawned a bunch of skeletons. We fought all the skeletons. What if we rezone now? Oh, wait. Is this a rare monster now? Gravelord. I feel like that's familiar. Have I already seen Gravelord? There's no way I've done this before, though. Gravelord. No. Oh, here we go. Okay. Commence Operation Rare Enemy. Here we go, fellas. Thief's Cuffs. Steal. 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 Alright. Then also, just in case, I don't know what level this thing is. So let's do the full gambit of, you know, the full buff. And let's go. Let's steal something cool. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we only got a Death's Head? All right, all right. So you get Genji gloves, you get diamond armlet, you get ribbon. Turn steel off. We might as well also turn off the buffs while we're here, since we you know, we're already buffed. Okay. So now just attack. Fran. Give him a dispel. Oh, yeah. Oh, he didn't stand a chance. Alright, well there we go. We defeated the Gravelord, except I almost feel like that wasn't a rare fight. Oh no, the bestiary updated. Oh, yeah. Okay, beautiful. There he is. So we got number 38 out of 80. I kind of only want to go up to like 40 though, because it takes so long. What did this say though? It is hunted. Oh, it just says it's hunted in Golmore Jungle. Okay, so we need to find 2 more rare enemies. But there we go. I did it. So a lot of the rare enemies really are just like fight everything, and they will, you know, fight everything of heaven and earth, and surely you'll find it. Yep, I just was not looking. Okay, this is the place where I think we might be able to get those other guys to spawn. You know, you know who I'm talking about. They aren't rare, though. Apparently, we're supposed to fight 14 of them. I almost feel like there is a secret room in the Feywood that I'm unaware of. You know what I mean? That was him, right? Dead? Yeah. Like, what if there's just a secret zone? Here's one of the songs in the game that we've heard way too much, because I spent forever here trying to get a hunt. We've all heard this song looped 1,000 times. Alright, so I am starting to think that, like, part of my job here is, like, every different room that I find to be somewhat suspicious. Like, if I want to investigate a room, we gotta fight, like, every creature in it, you know? It's like unplugging your modem and plugging it back in, you know? It's like the #1 troubleshooting tip for finding a rare monster. This'll probably be fine. Wow, it almost wasn't. And, you know, fittingly enough, speaking of the music and that hunt I was on, yeah, just kill all the monsters. Turns out that was the secret. Remember when I thought the puzzle was to get one of the praying mantises to eat one of the behemoths? That was a good idea. That should have been the puzzle. My top 5 Final Fantasies. I would say my top 5 Final Fantasies are 7, 3, 5, 10, and Tactics. But if you only want numbered ones and Tactics doesn't count, I think 12 goes in the number 5 spot now. I really, really took a liking to this game. Alright, so I've been running around here for a minute. And I'm not seeing any different monsters. Or I'm not... The monsters don't seem to be running out. If my goal is to fight everything, I could set up my gambits to just do that. Instead of having to actually attack everything. Oh, wow. So this room... This room, the enemies just keep a-coming. Oh. Yeah, not seeing too much here. Too bad that Grave King wasn't also a trophy. Because I feel like trophies might be the other thing, you know? That is influential on what I'm trying to achieve. Like, really trying to chase the lead of that. Oh, by the way, remember when we looked back at the video cutscene to find the guy dying? He didn't die. We fought a dude and he fell off and then got covered with fish. Which is like, yeah, they want you to think he's dead, but also the only time in an anime when a character falls off something to die is because they're gonna come back later, right? So I think that guy is still at large. That particular Banga. And I gotta find him. And I believe that he might be the final trophy. Or the final... He has something to do with, like, the final rare game. Or maybe... Maybe he is the final hunt. You know what I mean? That Montblanc is gonna give me. And the two things are connected to the guy that gives you the hunts because it's the trophy hunts that lead to the hunt that goes after him or something. You know what I mean? Walk of Stolen Truths. Alright, I'm going this way. I'm gonna zone out. I think we've fought enough monsters here to call it good. Let's go to the next area. Nanosaur, the 3D dinosaur game with weapons from the early 2000s. No, I've never heard of it. Wait, this is Paramina Rift? Huh? Oh no, I did mean the other way. Oh yeah, I always loved getting my stuff done early at school. We still weren't allowed to play games really, but like, you know, it wasn't... The teachers didn't pay a lot of attention, right? They generally weren't patrolling the aisle, making sure nobody was playing games. Ooh, what's this? Oh, just a normal enemy, okay. Watching Minin play Resident Evil 4 was fun, because, like, there was a part where he was debating selling the Broken Butterfly for the Killer 7, because it was like only a downgrade of 1 firepower, when it would probably also be able to be upgraded right away and be better. And it would gain money to sell the Broken Butterfly and buy that, you know? So he was considering it. But I was like, no, you know. Well, I was thinking in my head, right? Oh, I hope he gets the exclusive upgrade on the Broken Butterfly because of the 50 firepower that it has, you know. And that's what happened. He was like, nah. I think he kept the Broken Butterfly basically just for the cool factor, which is what you should do, right? Got the exclusive, boom, 50 firepower on it. and then using that thing on bosses. Oh, it's so satisfying. And that's what makes New Game Plus so fun. At least when I was a kid, I loved the New Game Plus in RE4 because you could just take your exclusive upgraded Broken Butterfly. You know, you remember Chief Mendez, you know? You just blast him in the soft spot of his spine once, you know? Yeah, you keep your inventory. So, like, yeah, as a kid, I played through RE4 over and over again because the way New Game Plus works is you just play through again with your same inventory, and more stuff gets added to the merchant shop, you know? So, like, first of all, you get to play with having, like, you know, insano powerful weapons at the start, but then also there's new stuff to buy, you know, and do with the extra money that you're getting from the second playthrough now and stuff. It's really fun. Yeah. And then I saw that you started Assignment Ada. I didn't really see what happened there. But yeah, like stuff like that unlocks more stuff to buy as well. Okay, so it seems like this place kind of runs out of monsters, but it's difficult to tell really because of the lack of dots on the map. But that makes it all the more suspicious, right? That something special might happen. Yeah, Assignment Ada, I would say, like jumping into something like that right as you're trying to come down from the climax of the game, it's gonna be like, do I want to do this right now? Totally. But yeah, I played through that game many, many times. The hard mode of the game is very fun as well. You're gonna be having a foot long in your mouth in 30 minutes. Oh, nice. From where? Like, did you order it or are you making it? Oh, what's this? Two chests, both knots of rust. Oh, beautiful. What is this, though? I'm waiting for the Zelda 2 thing, or Zelda Second Quest thing, where you can just walk into a wall at some... Well, Zelda 2 does that also, actually. The fake wall, you know? I gotta see if there's, like, a secret exit. Like, this looks like it could have been an exit. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I thought of this one at first, Firehead, but like, it ended up really grabbing me. And as you can see, I've played it for many hours now. Right now, I'm trying to look for rare monsters, which all have like hidden ways to spawn them, but a lot of the time it's just like kill everything in the area. So, you know, I'm going around in some areas that seem like they might have had secrets or that I missed out on some bestiary items. See if we can get some rare monsters to spawn. I got one to spawn already today. Alright, I guess I haven't been kind of down in this area yet. But yeah, we're just chatting. Dustin is talking about this foot-long sandwich, and then he's not going to tell us anything about it? He comes in, announces that he's got a foot-long on the way, and then now refuses to elaborate. Won't answer any questions about it. I do love a good meatball sub. I also like a good Philly cheesesteak, you know? Are we done with this area? Is the walk of stolen truths all done? Yeah. As we've played through this game, it's like visually this game is super, super great on the old PS2. No veggies, the sandwich. That's right. I like a meatball. Like if I'm gonna get a meatball, I want the marinara to not have any chunks of tomato in the sauce. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking chunky. It's not sauce at that point. You know. And then also, so meatballs, nice marinara sauce. Give me some cheese. And actually that's it. Now the sandwich is complete, you know? Some Parmesan cheese. Some mozzarella cheese, right? Couple of those things. I've not played Dirge of Cerberus. That's like the one like piece of Final Fantasy VII extended media that I've not ever played or even really seen. Oh my gosh, please. Alright, get rid of these guys. Except we're getting into the territory now of like, ooh, elixir. We're getting into the territory now of like, these are the rooms that I've already killed all the enemies in, right? Wasn't this one of them? Oh no, it wasn't actually. No, I've never killed all the enemies in this room. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any specific reason to have avoided it. I just never bothered. But I'm also generally not a big fan of, like, extended lore kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I like most when a game is just like a single piece of art, right, that is complete. And I consider FF7 to be that, you know? By that, I don't mean that's why I refuse to play Dirge of Cerberus. I don't mean that. I just mean, I have that general style, and so, I wasn't, I was not interested in playing it for the purpose of learning more about FF7, right? Because we already got all we needed. It's why I really hope they don't make a Bloodborne 2. I don't want a Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne's perfect. It's all self-contained and perfect, all on its own. Also that, yes, also what I've learned recently about Dirge of Cerberus, like my only real exposure to Dirge of Cerberus was seeing the lore of that game appear in the FF7 remake in the Yuffie chapter, and it was just about the worst thing I ever saw. And at that point, I actually never played the remake again after that. So it turns out that, yeah, I think I do probably have problems with the story. Oh, boy. It fit, I'll tell you, though, the Dirge of Cerberus stuff that popped in the remake fit right in with the remake. Like, it did not feel out of place among the remake. It felt like, you know, like, yup, that's what the remake's like. I wonder if there's rare monsters in the Hen Mines and the... Like, remember where we fought Zodiark? There's probably more to find in there. But yeah, there was like that character Vice or something. But I mean, he fit right in with Remake, but in the way of like, yeah, this is just like all the stuff I don't like about Remake. I think I'm kinda done in the Feywood. And if we go to the mines from here, I don't think that there's like anything that we can access. But maybe we can now that we did other stuff. Maybe this did open up or something, I don't know. Oh wait, this isn't the mines that I just went to. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna find the nearest gold or orange crystal, which is always have I had a good poop recently? I have a pretty good poop pretty much every day. I'm like a one good poop a day, maybe every other day kind of guy. Today, though, I tell you, I've got something brutal brewing up in my intestines, I tell you. Like, earlier today, you should have heard just the noises that my intestines were making that you could hear from here, you know? Just a bunch of sounds coming out of my body. Yeah. Like your stomach when you're hungry, except it's your intestines when you're gonna be shitting your brains out pretty soon. How many Korrix do you think that monster will be? What? Oh, I appreciate that feedback, Popo. Good to know we're doing the right thing here. Man, the wrist pain today is so bizarre. It's like right here is where I'm feeling it when I move my thumb. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't even get it, though, what the word Korrix means. Do Paths of Chained Light the Needle Break. Whisperleaf Way. Oh, okay, okay. Is that the one with Bono? And where, like, I remember there being an episode about the shits. And Randy was, Randy was, like, eating P.F. Chang's to try to have the biggest shit. I don't know if I even saw that whole episode. I just remember bits and pieces. Wow, 3 treasure chests. Bum 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 bum. All right, so with 38 rare monsters done, what do we even do next? Is this our spot? I gotta go get another Soylent as well. Hey, remember when I saved all the cockatrices? Or cluckatrices? I can't remember which is which. Remember that? I got all of them. Oh, there was something else I wanted to try today also. And it has to do with the waterfalls. But it's like maybe it's just a rare monster thing. You have no idea what a pound is? It's, what is it, like 1.7 kilograms or so? Would be, that's like my estimation, but I'm not sure. Or like 1.5 kilograms, maybe. Oh, right. A pound is less than a kilogram. It's the opposite. Good call. I fucked that up. But don't even give me that. You guys have fucking stones. which is like 14 pounds. I weigh 9 stones. What? What you got? Alright, he's got nothing still. This guy still just says the thing about, bring down monsters that aren't even marks. It's also possible that the monster that's not even a mark is just the next boss or something, but I don't think so. I think we're on the footstep of the final dungeon. And I'm doing everything right. Oh, they use stone. Wherever stones are used, I think is a place where metric is used, isn't it? Or is there like one country in the UK that actually uses imperial? Is that a thing? Alright, here we go. Holy Magicite? Why don't we keep that? Oh, yeah. We are still getting, bazaar goods, by the way. So, you know, I got no choice but to, oh, here we go. Engraved spear. The Gungir. Whoops. How's that thing? Whoops. 85. Oh, wait. Oh, we already had one of those? Oh, we already had one. But yeah, we're still getting bazaar goods from selling shit. Alright, so bring me to the south gate, and now, okay. I've got a thing I need to test. Oh, it's over here. I spaced out for a second there. Alright, here we go. Guess where we're going. That's right, the Cave Palace. And, give me a minute, I need to go get another Soylent. Alright, I have to ask something extremely ignorant again because I cannot keep this shit straight in my head. You're saying Stones is a UK thing. So now UK is... Is that the thing that's like multiple countries? Or is UK one of the things that's multiple countries? England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. Okay, right. That's the UK. So what the hell is Great Britain then? Is that not a real country? Why do I think that that's the name of a country? Oh, no. I remember. Great Britain is a different selection of countries, right? There's like 4 other countries that are all Great Britain or something. Is that what it is? And some of them are in the UK and some aren't. It's like a Venn diagram of Great Britain, UK. All right. I kind of remembered. So there's just a little thing that oh wait, no, we're not going here. There's just a little thing I want to try here. Bum 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 bum. Man, this is a great track. Alright, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm gonna do a thing to just save my hand a little bit. You know what we're doing? Nearest enemy. Just go kick the shit out of anything you see, Ash. Yeah. Yeah. And now I can just play all with my left hand. Oh, except for when we have to open doors. Oh. And there we go. Popo, when's the next, no pressure or anything, right? Because you got to be feeling it. But are you going to be streaming this week? Or do you just not stream anymore because it's just you found Call of Duty with the boys to be more fun? It's all blops now. All blops all the time. Okay. So, I got myself a little bit of an idea of something to do here. Yeah, did I miss some Dark Souls 2? What's the last thing that happened in that game? The last thing that I remember seeing was you fought the Throne Defender and the Throne... Like the two Throne people, the WoW boss. That's the last thing I saw. There's two enemies, and if I kill one of them, the other one, after a minute, gets them back up. What do I do? What do I do? Chat, I need help. I need help figuring this one out. I love that kind of backseating. It's like, no shit. The challenge is doing it. We've all got it figured out. It's just kind of difficult to do it. Yeah. Ah, I see. You know what's funny is I think I remember what you're referring to as far as how to get the final boss. And I think I remember the final boss also. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I do remember it. I think. But I'm not actually positive. But I'm not gonna, like, spitball what I think it might have been because, you know. Don't want to accidentally say the wrong thing, that's something that you didn't do, yada yada. So anyway, I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing the DLC stuff. Okay. A ring that lets you see hidden beasts. Oh? That doesn't even sound familiar. Interesting. Alright, so my idea here that I haven't done before, I don't think is like, what if we make a point? Make a strong point to defeat all the monsters in this area. You know, without them having a chance to respawn. The thing that's weird, though, is that it's hard to defeat the monsters that are over here, you know? Maybe we don't have to defeat those ones. But, like, see, now there's a guy back over there. And I can't get back over there without the, waterfalls changed. But if I change the waterfalls, then I can't get into these, you know? I mean, maybe that's like the whole puzzle. Is trying to figure out how to get all of the enemies defeated at once. Even though I feel like I've done this already. Alright, so if we pop around this side now, these guys are indeed respawned. so let's get rid of them. Then you got this doofus stomping around. We come on over here. Take out this doofus stomping around. Still got the guys on the inside there, though. But okay, so there we go. And now, once again, we leave the way that gets closed off later. Go this away. Wah, 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 wah. But I tell you, I am getting very close to doing the Bahamut thing and seeing what that opens up. If it opens up anything. Alright, so there's this guy. There's that guy. Any more doofuses stomping around over there? Doesn't look like it. We got all of them. So now let's change the waterfalls. And see what that does. If anything. We go this way. Alright, so we pop in here. The course of the waterfalls seems to have changed. But now look at this. Now there's a doofus back behind the waterfall that we can't get to now. But there was... Oh, look at that. There was only one... There was only one dude. Fran, I think we gotta take this guy out. But now it's too far away? Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. Yeah, get it. Get it. Do I have to push you? Okay, we have to push her. Alright, there we go. We did it. Okay. You know, I think you can rezone here, and it won't change the waterfalls back if you just rezone on this side. And now there's this doofus back. Wendigo. Check this out. What if we were to go to Clan Primer, Bestiary? Give me the Cave Palace, and let's start reading this shit. Here's this guy. In ancient times, certain tribes would sever the heads of the fallen and commit the body to a watery burial. By eating the heads of lost family, it was believed that one could bind their souls as protective spirits. Such practices have long been abandoned, but its legacy may be seen in the sodden corpses, since risen to gouge the earth in search of buried kin. Well, shit. Arcades. And then also there's strikers. Here we go. Being a condemned man, his blood turned by torture into pure venom, searing his veins. Attacks without restraint or mercy, for only in the moment when he severs the victim's head from torso does he know relief from agony. The necklace he wears is shaped like the flower whose poison courses through his tortured soul, and is set with magics to prevent any serum from easing his suffering. What the hell is this? Continent lying to the northeast of Ordalia. The climate is overall quite clement, and levels of mist are far more stable than on the other two large continents. Many towns and villages dot the hilly region stretching from the continent's interior to the shores of the Inter-Naldoan Sea, most under the direct control of Arcadia. The kingdom of Nebradia, lying on the Fawn Straits in western Valendia. Okay, yeah. Prospered here until its destruction in the Arcadian invasion 2 years past. Its capital of Nabudus becoming a deserted wasteland. How about the rest of this stuff, eh? What about these guys? A flesh-eating ichthyn? Easily identified by its brown striped hide. The fish fiend's jaws gape open like a crescent moon, revealing a row upon row of razor-sharp, wedge-shaped teeth. Its scales are made of metallic substance and are extremely hard, known for its aggressive nature and sensitivity to the scent of blood. Sensitivity to the scent of blood, huh? These guys don't usually attack, though. I wonder if they only attack when you, if, like, there's combat around them, if they just join in. The Tasters Guild of legendary chefs known as the Iron Stomach have announced in pricing on a previously announced special ingredient, the dorsal fin. By repricing, the repricing will finally bring this long-favored delicacy of the Iron Stomach within reach of the average household budget. Oh, yeah? See, I don't even remember these guys being around here. Of the many hunters roaming Evilis, the best of the best, seeking out the rarest of marks, are known to gather in a camp along Fawn Coast. Unlike clans, the hunters that collect here have no leader, and all information exchanges, activities to support the camp, and payments for such are handled on an individual basis. I know I already read that. It makes me wonder what other, like, lore stuff we could find. Like, the problem is there's so much to read, you know? But, like, we might want to read all of the sage knowledge to see if there's, like, a hint at something here, you know what I mean? Like, what if this Heart of Time is referenced in the sage knowledge somewhere? Fuck it. I say we start reading some of this. A small kingdom of Dalmasca is a small kingdom comprising the lands around the city of Rabanastre, governing a portion of the Galtian Peninsula. While its territories are small, its situation at the crossroads of 3 continents has enabled it to prosper as a center for trade. More than 700 years are marked in the charts of history since her founding, yet many are the armies that have sought to claim her for her cultural richness and strategic importance. Upon her defeat to Arcadia in the invasion of 704, her lands were placed under the direct control of the Empire. Yeah, that's like the setup to the game. Dalmasca Estersand, one of the largest desert regions of Dalmasca, located in the east of Rabanastre. Rife with all manner of monstrous beasts, it regularly plays host to hunts organized within the city. What settlements there are line the banks of the river Nebra, a vibrant blue vein running through the heart of the sands. Vibrant blue vein running through the heart of the sands, huh? Wherein can be found ferries for the conveyance of travelers and goods across her flow. Many merchants make a point of stopping in the villages to trade on their way to and from Rabanastre. I think I should only read Sage Knowledge for now. One of the vast deserts of the Dalmascan region, situated to the west of Rabanastre, is the Westersand. Few roads pass through this waste, and as such, it is little frequented by merchants. In the Dalmasca Westersand, the sandstorms are more greatly feared than the beasts. So much so, in fact, that whole societies of natural philosophers in Rabanastre devote themselves to their study. So, we did actually natural philosophers in Rabanastre, huh? So maybe we might have to run through Rabanastre and talk to everybody again to try to find someone who's interested in the dragon scale. Nalbina Fortress, a fortress built on an oasis located between the old kingdoms of Dalmasca and Nebradia. Defended by high ridges and barren sands, long it stood firm against generations of aggressors. Nalbina Fortress and the merchant town that sprung up in its shadow made the area a focal point for local commerce. The treaty to end hostilities in the war with Arcadia was signed at Nalbina, yet immediately after the signing the Dalmascan king was slain, and as a result, the kingdom of Dalmasca came under complete Arcadian imperial rule. In the 2 years since the war and occupation by Arcadian forces, the fortress has become a key strategic stronghold against the distant, yet ever-threatening Rosarian Empire. Works continue to this day to repair the damage which the fortress suffered during the war. Recently, markets where antiques and rarities can readily be had have sprung up around the outer wards of the fortress, taking advantage of the steady flow of traffic which passes through this midpoint between Rabanastre and Nabudus. It is this pivotal location that gives the fortress its unique character. Many are the travelers who visit Nalbina Fortress to witness this ever-blooming oasis that refuses to silt over in neglect or crumble before the blistering winds of war. What's interesting about this is how much of this stuff I do know. Like, I kind of have a bad habit of not paying attention to game stories at all. And I didn't think I was paying very much attention to this game, but so far this is all like, yup, we know all this. Lowtown lies, as its name would suggest, beneath the city streets of Rabanastre. Great pillars standing throughout Lowtown support the soaring edifices above. Good word. Prior to the war with Arcadia, many merchants used Lowtown as a place to store foodstuffs and wares for sale. With the defeat and occupation of Arcadia, many of the former residents of Upper Rabanastre were relocated here, leading to its gradual transformation into a residential area. No natural light shines on Lowtown, save where there are passages to the streets above, making it perpetually gloomy. Many orphans from the war have adopted Lowtown as their new home. The Shiva. Number 1 light cruiser-class airship belonging to the 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army. Ordered to return to Rabanastre after the Nethicite fragment known as the Dawn Shard was recovered, but sank in an explosion thought to have been caused by the relic before she could make port. Right. The Giza Plains, a vast savanna spreading to the south of the royal city of Rabanastre, the environs of which are vary drastically between dry and rainy seasons. Large dark crystals lie scattered here and there across the savanna. During the dry, they absorb the sun's radiance and glow with an auric brilliance. A village of nomadic herders is located near the middle of the grasslands. During the rains, the villagers relocate to the mountains. While they reside in the grasslands, the menfolk rarely return from their herding, leaving the women and children to their own devices in the village. These nomads know the art of capturing the energy of the dark crystals in chunks of magicite called sunstone, which they then bring to market to sell. The animals by which they make their living are primarily of cockatrice stock. Okay. The Leviathan, number 1 Dreadnought class airship, being the flagship of the 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army. The 8th Fleet was assigned to the Galtea Tactical Force of the Western Armada under the command of Judge Guise. Fitted with the Sky Stone made to resist the effects of Jagd, the Leviathan was a linchpin of the Imperial Army's main force, sunk in an explosion caused by the uncontainable reaction of the nethicite fragment known as the Dawn Shard. Evilis, the region consisting of the 3 continents of Valendia, Ordalia, and Kurwan, blessed throughout the verdant natural landscapes and climatic conditions, supporting a great variety of life. Regional climate trends are thought to be determined largely by the density of mist present in the air, though this correlation is, as yet, not well understood. Many humanoids call Evilis home, each belonging to a distinct cultural sphere. By far the most prevalent of these are the Humes, and it is around their civilization that affairs throughout the rest of the world revolve. So we don't have the wild snake. Oh boy, here we go. Ordalia, continent on the western edge of Evilis. The vast plains in the interior are home to a great Rosarian empire. To the east of Rosaria, the land is arid and largely desert. The Galtean Peninsula, on the eastern portion of the continent, is a crossroads connecting to Valendia and Kerwin both, and a strategic prize sought by empire and kingdom alike. Though Dalmasca controlled the peninsula for the last several hundred years, it was lost to the Arcadian Empire in an invasion 2 years past. Oh, we've got, rumors, huh? See, some of the stuff that's not sage knowledge might be pretty good. Beasts, scourge of the common people of Evilis, foul creatures who take the greatest relish from inflicting the most gratuitous harm. Of these, the worst are identified as a public menace and made marks, for the slaying of which a bounty is offered. Most mark hunting petitions come from commoners or local officials, though kingdoms have been known to issue requests for the slaying of particularly malevolent menaces. Mark hunters range from professional hunters to casual adventurers. The unwary be warned, though mark hunting is imagined by some to be a short road to fame and fortune, it is oftentimes found to be a short road to an early grave. Okay, I need to look at something here. If we go to marks, where is that one guy in here? The Banga? Is he in here? It doesn't look like it. I feel like his name was like Baram or something. It had it started with a B and had an apostrophe in it. Oh, maybe it was an elite mark. Doesn't actually seem to be here either. Oh, here he is, Bagamnan. He's just known as a boss. Okay. I want to talk. I want to read about this guy, and maybe we'll find something out here. Being a Banga headhunter intent on Why does it always start with this? Being a Banga headhunter intent on capturing the sky pirate Balthier. That's not a complete sentence. Vicious and cruel, he will do anything to claim a bounty, not hesitating for a moment to dirty his own hands. Though Bagamnan is guilty of more than enough to deserve a price on his own head, his unofficial role as Judge Gabranth's dark hand ensures his good name with the law. His 3 henchmen are, if anything, crueler and more lacking in mores than he, were that possible. Judge Gabranth. We'll have to look at that next. Big, strong, and never pushed aside until he's squeezed the last scream out of a captive is Gijuk. Is that another one of his cronies? No less despicable is the shady Bwagi. Okay, yeah, a relentless and sadistic hunter of men. Lastly, Rinok gives a female touch to the Bagamnan's motley crew. Yet if one were expecting to find a kind and gentle nature here, one would sorely, nay, be agonizingly disappointed. Okay, so... Judge Gabranth, I feel like was also a boss, wasn't he? At some point? But let's see, if we look around here, we don't see that, but maybe he is, if we go in here, there's Arcadian Empire. Yeah, right here, Judge Gabranth, this guy. Being a member of the Order of Judges of the Imperial Arcadian Ministry of Law and Judge Magister of the Ninth Bureau. The Ninth Bureau, led by Gabranth, is primarily concerned with the gathering and dissemination of information. As a result, many of the Bureau's activities are shrouded in secrecy. Gabranth and his power are respected by other Judge Magisters, and Emperor Gramis himself places great faith in this younger judge. So, here's what I'm thinking. I would like to find 2 more rare monsters. I would like to get our rare monster count to 40. That's half the rare monsters in the game. And at that point, if Montblanc doesn't give me another hunt, then I would like to peek in the Bahamut and see what the deal is. For the first time in about 80 hours, I would like to advance the plot maybe and see if that reveals anything about the things that, oh yeah, these guys. See if that reveals anything about what we have not yet learned. I am rather convinced that that is like the final dungeon and we don't have to go there. But, I mean, I just feel like I've done enough running around to where it's becoming maybe irresponsible of me to not at least look at what's in the Bahamut. You know what I mean? Bum, 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 bum. But that said, interesting that that's here. Where the hell are we? Right. It's funny though that there's 2 doors here. And I don't remember what the second door says. Did I write it down? I can't remember what the aesthetics door says. It says something weird, like that it's locked, but it didn't seem to imply that there was actually a key. I did have all the espers, right? When I'm not positive about this, but I hope I had all the espers when I tried to open it, just in case that's important. But okay, I'm gonna search for a rare monster in here. Just by running around, you know. Fighting everything for a minute. And I'm going to do as much of it with the left hand as possible. We've got a gambit on to just fight whatever the nearest visible enemy is. So I just got to move the left stick and run around. Let's go. You know what, though? What is the definition of the word ascetic? Characterized by suggesting the practice of severe self-discipline and abstention from all forms of indulgence. Interesting. So if we have the ascetics door, how could we open that? By expressing extreme non-indulgence. You know? If it's called the ascetics door, what if we had to do something like be fully unequipped on all of our characters or something? Just thinking of other in-game ways to express abstinence. Right. We gotta all stand in front of the door and not have sex for like 3 hours. Right, we've got Fran, and I mean Ash is good looking too, and then we got fucking ladies man here, like we've definitely got the hardest party to pull it off with. bum, bum, bum. But I mean, honestly, what if you just stand in front of the door? It would be a very weird puzzle, but like... I also just kind of wonder, like, is there any equipment that implies... this kind of thing? This is kind of why I want to read through everything in the bestiary, is just to look for the keywords: ascetic, pilgrim, heart of time. There's an interesting exploit in 9 that you're wondering is in 7 also. Oh, yeah? Explain. Okay, I'm not seeing a rare monster around here yet. When the boss ATB fills, it will immediately queue its target. Oh, yeah? I don't think 7's like that. I think that this, like... I'm not sure about this, right? Oh, I don't think so. I believe how it works is the boss only queues the fact that it has a turn. And then it's on its turn, it runs the AI of what it should do. For example, I believe if Demon's Gate's turn queues before you knock him into Demon Rush, but then you knock him into Demon Rush before his queued turn happens, he will go into Demon Rush. I think. But I'm not positive. But that's interesting. So bosses in 9 actually think ahead, huh? Yeah, like I'm not positive, but all of the behavior that I've witnessed in 7 works with the idea that they just queue up a turn, and then when their turn comes around, they run their script in current status. That sounds convenient. Oh man, I got spicy today, MC. I got spicy today on Demon's Gate, and my big guard ran out, But I thought, I'll just throw a dice. That'll push him into his next Demon Rush, and then I'll big guard when he comes forward, you know? Like you would reasonably think. It didn't work. The dice rolled 500, and then he just Rock Drop Cloud killed him, Rock Drop Kate killed him. And instantly killed the run. I was over a minute ahead. Instant run death. So, I went back, though. I went back and checked. And it turns out that so I said that the dice rolled 500. If it rolled 600, we would have been fine. Oh, you saw it. Okay. So that was fun. Yeah, I thought he was doing fine. I feel like 550 is, like, pretty good. +2. Oh my god, so true. Yeah, it would have been... It would have been sick if it worked. Yeah, depending on your opener, if you go like balls to the wall with Molotovs, and also, you know what else would have saved the run is if we got the extra cloud attacks on the first Demon Rush. And like if you get that, if you get a good opener and you get those extra cloud attacks, then you can kill him before his second Demon Rush. And it's nutso. I mean, you know this. You didn't have Spiderweb? Dude, I'm honestly loving the manipulate strat. Today it took Kate like 6 tries to steal the Spiderweb. And I was so glad that I had the manipulate on. Alright, check this out. With the okay. Oh, wait. It does say with the proper key. Alright, never mind. I was thinking that, the implication was something else with this door. With the proper key. Where would we get the ascetics key? Where would we get a key that is about self-discipline? Pepsi Man? I've heard of it, yeah. Pepsi Man! It's got like the ridiculous music. Circlet, Lordly Robes, Diamond Armlet, Excalibur, He can't have something in the offhand, right? Yeah. Dragon. Dragon. Wait, what's this Maximilian? Whoa, where the hell did I get this? Whoa! Where the hell did I get this Maximilian? Oh, whoops. I think, Balthier gets the Genji equipment. Including the Genji gloves. And then... Whoa! The Mage Power She-Shock is also sweet. Nice. All right, well, hey. Don't you love that kind of thing in games where it's like, I came in here with the very wrong idea of what to do with that door, and yet we still got a benefit out of it because it got me to look at my equipment for the first time in a while and find out that I have better stuff now. That's great. Pete Swanson is speedrunning Pepsi Man? Oh, nice. Okay, what the hell am I doing in this game now? What are we actually doing nowadays? How goes the hunts? You know, they're going okay. I found one rare monster today. And let's just make sure. If I go to Primer, we don't have any new bestiary info. Correct. But now I'm thinking about the puzzles again. Mia, you got it with the pause. Thinking about what we can find here today. Like... Holy shit, that scared the shit out of me. Why are those so loud? Mia, you're driving me fucking nuts over here. Oh. All right. Now, one thing about this area in general that I find odd is I'm not sure if this place is supposed to be stacked up vertically. Like, is this supposed to be literally above this? And if so, what is the deal with Mia? Mia. Have you ever seen an animal try to be annoying so hard? What if the aesthetics key has something to do with, like, not opening chests? But then how would it be rewarded to you? You know? Let's say that you did that. Let's say you were not opening any chests. What then would be the thing that you would do that would award you the key? Whoa, magic zoomed across the room here. I'm actually liking this idea. This idea of not opening chests. That's your abstinence. You're not opening chests. That's your show of humility. But then what do you do at that point? Mia. Okay. So first, I've got a little bit of an idea, which is like, who is going to teach us about the ways of the ascetic? Probably people in Jahara. Maybe not, though. These guys are more about, like, being warriors. Yeah, yeah, these guys are like warriors. A great worm of the earth. Hang on, let me... Earthworm? Earthworm Jim? Wait, what is he saying? In a foggy wood. Oh yeah, we fought that guy. Okay, hang on. This is gonna go nowhere. But gosh, how would you go about this? I mean, I feel like the door should just open after you do some kind of correct thing, but the wording makes it sound like there's an actual key. And I feel like I hadn't opened very many chests recently. But okay, so let's say it... Okay, let's also say, for a second, that it does open just if you don't open any chests. Okay, when do you not open any chests? Just on the way in? Or do I have to have, like, not opened a chest for an hour or something? You know what I mean? Or is there some kind of action that you take that declines something? We have a lot of money. They couldn't expect you to get rid of all your money, could they? Like, even if I wanted to get rid of all my money, I don't even know how I would do it. Just buy a bunch of a weapon? Like, fill up my inventory? I don't know, that just sounds so weird. There is a Jill Toss move. I might be doing that thing where I'm getting too crazy about my secrets. Is it possible to Jill Toss on the ground? No. But there are enemies in that room. Mia. Alright, so here we are. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna abstain from opening chests. Oh, I'm saying I don't think that that's it. Because, like, just the method of doing that would be so weird. But I might Jill Toss some creatures, though. Yeah, it's part of why I've played this game so much is that I'm sure you've heard me say this. I'm just finding it so fun that the game has so much of this kind of stuff to think about. Whoops. Mia's got 3 out of 4 of her limbs pressed up against my hand, pressing it into me. She always has this look on her, like she's laying on me, but she's got all of her limbs outstretched, like looking like she's trying to be as far away from me as possible. But you're on my lap, Mia. I've looked at that so many times. Okay, okay. So, I feel like this weird area has to be important, right? And I mean, there's a chest at the end of it. But what if I'm not supposed to take the chest? Like, here's what I'm fighting with in my head, right? Is that maybe if I don't take any other chests, then that one is going to have the aesthetics key in it. Or maybe I'm supposed to go up there, see that chest, and not open it, and then go back, or something. Look at all these enemies. This attack the nearest enemy business has been working out pretty well. Oh, now she's reaching out for this hand. Mia, I gotta flip you over. Yup, you're getting flipped. You gotta face that way now, because you're being so annoying. All right. Boom. Boom. Where are we at? Oh, right, we're here. Okay, yes. Let me just say also, these like pods and these things, I have no idea what these are. Like these things. No idea what these are supposed to be or if they're important. Alright, so this is the aesthetics door. Get Jill tossed, idiot. Oh no. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, wait, these guys are tough. Get Jill tossed once. Dumbass. Stop it. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Whoa, hang on a second. That did pretty well. All right, one more. Oh, right. Gambit's being off also makes them not heal. Oh, this is just the door. Right. I was thinking I was in the other spot. Okay, my speaking about not picking or opening any chests, I hope that doesn't also mean I'm not allowed to pick up any items, i.e., I can't fight any enemies on the way. Because I was just thinking about how, like, well, you probably shouldn't steal, and then, oh, wait. Alright, so it's not here. And now, one thing about this, actually, I think I already tried this. But one kind of interesting thing around here, if the game will get done loading at some point, is that, the room that it looks to be behind this thing is called the Hall of the Wrath God. Wasn't one of the Espers the Wrath? But I think I already tried summoning him. Adremelik was the Wrath. Yeah, so I need to look into that as well. I mean, for all I know, he just opens the door. I feel like I already tried that, but I better try it again, because I don't specifically remember. Okay, so here's this place. And yeah, there's no chest here this time. We just have this. Which, for all I know, is above, you know, the Hall of the Wrath God. We might just be, like, above it now. What if we could go down there somehow? Who summons this guy? You'd... Oh, it's only a onesie. You know, just summon him right here. He probably doesn't interact with this thing, but... You know, I think this is where it begins. You got anything to say about this thing? I feel like I did already summon this guy, and the reason I say it is because I remember pointing out that his name doesn't point out the whole way. Or doesn't print out the whole way. Such fancy music. Alright, I guess let's pop down here and... and we will see. What's this place called? This one? The Hall of Shadowlight. Okay. Judgment Bolt, get him! Whoa! Well, that did a lot. Alright, so once again, I think I already tried this, but I don't specifically... I mean, I summoned a bunch of guys in front of the door because I couldn't remember which one was the Wrath. But if it was definitely this guy, then let's make sure that we get it right one time. So let's come up here. We'll go Balthier, Mist, summon this dude again. We had the puzzle once where we needed a guy summoned. I don't remember if it's ever actually mattered after that. There was just the time with... Okay, so this is not the case. All right. So let's back out of here now. And actually, I kind of want to just go here. I don't really want to waste any extra time. Yes, Mia? Whoop. All right, all right. And so, I've been talking all day about the noises and stuff that my gut has been making. I'm afraid to say we seem to be reaching the... What's the word? The event horizon of my guts today. The climax, yes, there we go. The boiling point. And so I think I think I'm going to have to just go save the game and call it for today. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow. You know, hopefully I don't just shit my guts out and die. But also, you know, we'll see, like, if there's any kind of... with the way that my arm is feeling today, there's, like, a possibility that I'm going to need to take tomorrow off. But I'll do my best here. We'll see. We'll see what's going on here and there. So really, I'm just rushing my way up to the save point here so that we can get going. Hit this thing for me, please. Skip that, please. That's right, I'm not fucking around. Alright, and I may seem a bit panicked with how quickly I leave right now, but, you know, hey, look, we're reaching the climax. I gotta get out of here. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. See you later!